crafty friends and creatives from around the globe. Welcome to Hither and Yon Studio. If you've been here before, welcome back, my friends. And if you're new here, I'm DJ and this is my studio. And it's all about junk journaling and paper crafting and maybe a little more in the future. But today is about experimenting. So hello, all my crafty friends. We are going to try to do some laminating today. I have my laminator out here. This is the one I have. It's Amazon Basics. It has a 5 and a 3 mil setting for heat, and it has this quick release for when stuff jams up, and I can almost guarantee you something's going to jam up today because it happens every time I try to laminate something that isn't paper, and that's what we're doing. So I got a few things. I went outside, my leaves are starting to change, and I have not laminated, so that's why this is an experiment. I have not laminated items that still have some life in them, so they're not dried. They are actually still pliable. My leaves are just starting to change. These are my red maples. As you can see, they're gorgeous. Most of them are still green, but there's a few little bits that have some color on them. So I grabbed them, and this one just has a little bit, but you can see they're still alive. And this one, the colors on the red maple, if you have them near you or in your yard, you know, well, which would be near you, right? What else did I get? Oh, okay, so these are going to be hard to show. I'll bring them up on the paper that I put them on here. So these are poofs. They're kind of like the ones that come off of dandelions, except for these are from a burn bush. So I'm going to see if they don't get away from me. I'm going to see if I can capture a couple of these. We'll see. We'll see. It might not work. I don't know. I grabbed a flower, which is, I'm probably going to cut the back off of it because it's bulky. But I got this out of my garden, and these, which I believe are zinnias. I don't know if I'm going to do the center. I might just do the petals for these two. And then I also have, come on, I have some leaves from my echinacea flowers. I have 2 varieties in my yard. I have just the standard pink one everybody sees, so cone flowers. And then I have some of these that have more of an autumn color. So we're going to try some of them. We're going to see what we get. All right, so for the paper that I also use the Amazon Basics thermal laminating pouches. This was a 100-pack. I bought it a long time ago, and it's just been going and going. And I also had some smaller pouches, but I'm almost out of those. This one is 3 mil. And I wrote it on there because I want to make sure I use the right setting. I did buy some matte laminating paper, but I don't think that I'm too happy with that for this type of project. So I'm going to stick to the 3 mil clear. So this one kind of gives it a frosty look. And then, like I said, I just have a few of these smaller pouches, so maybe we'll use them. But for the leaves, I think I'm going to use a bigger sheet. We'll do them first. If we're going to fail, we might as well fail fast, right? All right, so let's see how we get on. All right, so my laminating sheet has a side that's sealed on the top, and then one that opens. So if you've never laminated before, some people haven't, I don't know. That's what we're working with. And so the sealed side is what you feed through the machine. And then the unsealed side is what you hold on to. Now they have different tips and mechanisms for doing this. Basically, you want to leave enough lamination sheet around it. So I do, so I can cut it out. So that's what I'm going to do with these. And then I think if I do this well, I can put some of these leaves in here too. Or petals, rather. They're not leaves. Let's put some of these echinacea petals in here. Let's leave some room so maybe I can cut these out too. You scoot up a little. There we go. I don't want to waste any of this if I can help it. And I thought these would be cute to make little dangles with the petals. So but we'll see. If it jams, we're kind of we're moving on to the next because that does happen. This one's got some spots on it. Not that it isn't beautiful, but I think I'm going to grab something else. There we go. All right, you guys go over there. All right, and then so I give it like a little press, nothing crazy. I'm just trying to press it down. There is a little bulk to this, but I've done this in the past, and it not with these, but with other flowers and feathers and things. So it tends to do well, but what I want to watch is to make sure that it starts to come out the other side and not jam up. So usually we're good. Hopefully the laminating gods are with us today. Oop. All right, come on. I know that there are things you can use to prop it up and pouches, but I'm just going for it. All right, and then I kind of give it like a gentle tug. I don't want to inhibit it being pulled through the machine, but sometimes the gentle tug helps to make sure that it comes out the other end okay. All right, guys, it looks like it's working. So now my only job is to just make sure it continues to come out. But that's what the release is for. If it jams up in there, I just turn it off and open that release real quick, and that'll help me get it out of there. So it looks like this part of the experiment is good. So the part that I'm most concerned with is how this will last over time, right? So because these still have some life and moisture in them, they are trapped away from outside air, but there is a tiny bit of air in there. So there is a chance that through that tiny bit of air, they could, decompose and mold. So I'm just going to see how they do over time. But basically, you see, it has sealed. Hopefully you can see. There is a tiny little pocket around it where it didn't laminate together. You can see it best on, hold on, let me see if I can put something dark or something other than this blue. There we go. There's like a little pocket of air where it didn't laminate, like around this, it's ever so slight in the more raised areas. So what I'm going to do is cut around. I want to leave an area around there where it's sealed together, because otherwise I'm opening up the pocket, right? So let's just do one. We'll do this down here. And yeah, I just, I love to experiment and see how things will turn out. But sometimes it's a fail, and we don't know that until we try, right? So my pocket, I'm going like a little more than 1/8 of an inch around the outside of that pocket that I can see, because I don't want to cut into the air pocket. That will completely ruin what we've done here, right? We want to keep that bit of a pocket. All right, I'm going to have to go in from the other side with that one. So let's go that way and just make this a little bigger than I normally would. I really don't want to disturb that. And then come back this way. And the good thing about these is that they're clear on both sides, right? So you can use them for a lot of different things inside your journals, which I love. Okay. And that's it for these. We'll just do this one and then I'll move on to the next item. But I want to show you kind of an end result here. Nope, I guess I didn't cut that enough. I'm so afraid of cutting into the pocket of air. You can see it. I mean, you guys might not be able to see it as well, but I can see it. Yeah, so these are red maple leaves. Now, I don't know if there's different varieties of red maple, but this is, I believe, a Japanese red maple. And correct me if I'm wrong, if you're an arborist or you know better, then please do let me know. But that's what I believe these are, or so I've been told what they are. They came with the property when we bought the house many, many years ago, and they've been here ever since, and they're gorgeous. This time of year, they are just going into their brilliance. Most of the time, they are a green with hints of red. You can kind of see it throughout the summer, but in the fall, they get into this brilliant orangey red, fire red. It's actually stunning. And then when they fall to the ground, it's even more fun, because then you can kind of walk through a path of beautiful red maple leaves. They don't like turn brown right away, and when they do finally dry up and turn color, they turn into this really rich maroon, and they get really, really tiny. So that's what we have. And there's a lot of ways you could use this. You could glue a paper clip on the back. You could glue a pin on the back and actually wear it. Or just pin it into your journal. You could tape it down with a piece of washi tape. So many things that you can do. But anyway, that's experiment number 1. I'll cut the rest of those out when I'm not recording. And we'll move on. All right, so some of these smaller ones. Let's try these flyaway bits here that I have. I want to try to isolate a couple because I thought they'd look really cool by themselves, you know? Kind of like in a circle punch or something. They are really, really delicate and fly away because, obviously, in nature, their job is to get as far and wide as they need to so they can make more. So I think it's called an American burn bush, the one that I have. And I was reading, because it grew in my yard for the first time fully this year. I think it may have come up, and then I weed whacked it, you know, because I didn't know what it was. But this year I let it come up fully because I wasn't sure what it was, and it almost has leaves like a thistle plant. And I was hoping it was thistle, but it wasn't. But that's okay. Apparently you can use these leaves and parts of it for dyeing, and it makes like a blue dye, and I don't know if that's true or not. If anybody does, you can let me know in the comments. I think there's 2 in that one, but let's see how we do here. That one is outside the page, which isn't going to be good because it won't seal, so I got to tuck it in there. I don't know that one's going to be so cool, but that's all right. Let's see what we get. It's hard to see what they're looking like. But I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, with these smaller pouches, I have to kind of center them in the middle. I hope you can see that. And again, I'm just going to give it a gentle tug. Make sure we're coming out the other end. All right. Oh, I think I lost one. Maybe these were something else. Oh, yeah. These are going to be cool. I'm going to punch these with a circle punch. I think that would be the best way. And I'm just going to get a piece of black paper here. Hopefully you can see. Now, this one's kind of really cool. That one's really cool. You see all the spidery bits kind of found their way around. But I think they're actually really neat. So I'll probably punch as many out as I can. Let's get one. Which punch do I want to use? I think I want to use a bigger one. Not too big. Where is that one? Alright, well, Let's see, I'm worried that there's not a seal if I get it to, and I don't even know. Oh, that's not going to go through it. Okay. All right. I'm going to cut it. Let me release that. All right, at least I know where the circle is. It's really not heavy duty. It's only 3 mil, but maybe... I'm just always afraid I'm going to break my hole punch, and I use them all the time. I don't really want to buy another one. All right, anyway, you get the idea. And then I can, I'll clean it up a little, put a little small punch in there. I could even go around the edge with some gold foil tape if I wanted to. I mean, you could do a lot of things with these, but how cool. There it is, a little bit of nature captured. So that's that one. We have our fun little leaf, and let's do some of these other leaves or petals. Actually, we have this whole flower, so let me see. I don't want to ruin the integrity of the flower, but I need to get this bulk off the back. Wish me luck. Oh, all right, we lost the integrity of the flower. All right. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we can recreate it. Recreating nature is not usually successful, but maybe I can get what still will look like a flower. Just going to move it down because I might put the other flowers in here. It will be interesting, if nothing else, right? You got to make the best. This is why we experiment. Now I know next time I won't cut the back off. But who knew? I don't really go around cutting up flowers like that. It's very tedious, as you can imagine. Where are we going to put you? We'll put you over here. Alright, so he's not symmetrical, but hey. We'll drop a few of those in there. Alright, let me see if I can just make it, take a little pin, see if I can get these to the center. They're not going to stand upright. The stamen all fell apart. Right, that's the part of the flower. The stamen. Alright, and let's see. Cheaper's this one. Let me just see if I can. It will go through usually, but sometimes I worry that it's going to get stuck. So I just want to flatten it a bit. If anybody's got any tips, go ahead and put them in the comments. Feel free to make fun of me. It's all right. I'm used to it by now with these comments. But here we go. All right, wish me luck. That is a very thick part of a flower, so I'm not even sure it's going to take it. Dang. Okay, you know what? We're going to stop. Quit while we're ahead. And we're just going to do this one. I think I actually, let me grab, oh, I don't have any feathers down here, do I? And I don't want to leave this space because it will cut me off. So I'm just looking around. Oh, I have some of these. Let's try one of these. I always have these around. All right, so status, right? Baby's breath, whatever. I think it's baby's breath. I have some leftover bits from that zinnia, but that's okay. I think it's a zinnia. Could be a Cosmo. I don't think it's a Cosmo. You let me know if you know. Alright, let's see if this does any better. That should, because it can flatten better. I've kind of made a mess of my little yellow flower. That's okay. Alright, that one's going. Let's wish me luck. It curled a little. It's alright, it's alright. Oh, it didn't really ruin what I'm trying to do though, so that's alright. So these are some of the hazards when you're working with a laminator, and that's why the release button is important. You don't want anything catching on fire. And these videos are not made for kids, so if they're children watching, get! Okay? So, I mean, it's kind of cool. I would use it. It's fun. It actually got a translucent quality behind it, so not bad. Okay, well, that's our little experiment today. I was going to do some feathers, but they're upstairs, and I'm not going to leave the space because it gets crazy. But you can see that you can do so many things and really have a lot of fun with your laminator. And the laminator I'm using, I'll throw it down in the description box below if you want to go get yourself one. A lot of us have them. They've been around for a really long time, and now we have a new use for them. So I hope you'll have some fun with your laminator, experimenting. Be careful out there, crafters. Don't set anything on fire. Always be careful when you're dealing with electronics and hot surfaces, obviously. All right, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up for me. Share it with your friends. Put it in your Facebook groups if you're allowed. And yeah, comment below what you think. Are you going to give it a try? What was your favorite? I think this is my favorite for sure. These leaves, I'm hoping they just retain their moisture. Anyway, give me a thumbs up if you will, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.